Hello, my friends. What's going on, y'all? This is our call-in show. It's Thursday night. That's pretty exciting stuff. Thanks for joining us. For those of you that have, if you are a subscriber, you guys know how this works. You have the phone number. The phone number is available on Locals. It is available on X, and it is available on YouTube for the people that are members of the channel over there. So that's how this program goes down. All you got to do is dial it up. We'll put 10 minutes on the clock and we'll see what you want to talk about. There's a ton of things going on right now. I would kind of like to hear your takes on federal agents getting hit with sandwiches in the plate carrier. It seems like a useful thing to talk about. I think it's a fair topic of conversation. I also kind of am like, as much as I hate the idea that we're going to be attacking people, going after and destroying their livelihoods for something as stupid as throwing a sandwich, which is stupid. And obviously, it's probably criminal activity, but it's kind of January 6 vibes to me. That's what it feels like. All right. We got our first caller on the line. You need to tell me who you are, where you are, and where do you subscribe, and what you want to talk about.
Well, my name is Frank Curie. I live in Texas, and it is hot out. wanted to talk to you about killing ants and gun magazines. And then when are you going to be doing a tour where you do meet and greet or whatever?
Fair enough. All right, let's start with ants. What do you got with ants? What's your story? What's your advice?
Well, I prefer the flamethrower myself, but I think genetically the ants have adapted to every chemical, that excludes radiation. So, I mean, what are you going to do?
You know what? We bought some of these. I don't know who makes them, but they're called Hot Shots. They actually had them at HEB, and they weren't expensive. They were a couple of bucks for like 4 little traps. And my wife put them out on the countertops, and they crawled in, and that was it. They crawled back out, but we haven't seen them since. In the meantime, I went ahead and bought like a 70 PSI sprayer on a Makita battery pack that holds 16 liters of poison and a flamethrower. So I'm fully prepared to go ballistic and, chemical and biological warfare on them.
Yeah, for sure.
There might be something wrong with me. My wife solved a problem with probably like $8 that I wanted to spend, $150 and then a $400 flamethrower. I'm not sure that it was the best use of our money. I hate that.
Well, it's better level of satisfaction,
that's
taking
true.
them out like that. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, as men, that's what we're trained to do. Destroy the things that want to attack our family.
That's exactly what I say to every animal or insect that decides to invade my domicile. I apologize. It's like, I'm sorry that you've made this choice, but you've come near my family, and it is my job to obliterate your existence.
Exactly.
You have to be destroyed.
It's in our DNA.
Yeah. What was the second thing that you had on the top of your head? First of all, what part of Texas are you in, Frank?
Around San Angelo.
Okay.
Like mid-Texas or central.
Do you guys have do you have hog problems out there?
Oh, there's a lot of them. There's hunts for coyotes and everything that it can actually pay pretty good. I hear. I've never done one, but I'm looking because I got a selection of tools to use.
Do you have thermal options?
No. Thermal, I think if you're going to hunt at night, it's, going to be the best thing beside a full moon.
That's right.
But that's how, my time in the military, the ANPVS-2 was junk. You could see a blob.
That's right.
A light green blob.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. I recognize that blob.
That's right. Or maybe I won't fall into that hole. That looks like a really dark blob.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of wild what they can do right now with the white phosphorus and the PS31 or PVS31s and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm using Gen 3 green stuff. The only reason I have it, though, to be totally legit, is if I was going to go out and stalk my neighbor's cat who has offended me and also is now taking the same sort of the side of the ants, I think. But what I need to do is I need to test the audio levels of shooting subsonic 22s. I realize that like quiet for the range is not necessarily the same as backyard quiet. Would we agree on that?
Oh, for sure.
So kind of got to see if it's neighborhood quiet.
You got to try the crossbow with a blunted end.
I don't hate that either. You know what? I've got one of those $8 wrist rockets that I bought for my son to send rocks and stuff downrange, and then I bought him all those little those exploding whatever they are, little clay whatever slingshot ammunition. And so
okay.
So we've got all those, and I'll shoot him at a steel target, and I'm like, okay, and I'm not very good with it. And then I realized I think it's because it's too small. I picked up like a regular rock that you find on the dirt, and like this, I just picked it up. And I can smoke anything with that thing. So I went like, okay, if you give me the perfectly round, quote unquote, ammunition for the slingshot, I'm no good. You give me a regular rock like when I was a kid, and I can actually solve some problems with the slingshot. So it might catch a slingshot round.
There you go.
As needed.
But yeah, I know you have a Montana connection on magazines for Glocks.
Mm-hmm.
I was wanting to find out if they have like AR mags and other handguns too.
So they mostly do the Glock mags because they were going for, essentially they were trying to buy the cop market. I think they were actually going for an FBI contract, but this is Shield Arms. So just go to their website for starters and see what they've got. I want to say they branched out to a couple other places. They definitely make base plates to expand out the bottom of your AR, but they don't build like custom AR magazines, if that makes sense. So you can base plate it, and you can add like a +5 or a +10 or whatever on the end. But at the end of the day, you're probably just as good going after you're just as good doing that as you are doing a 40 round P mag or doing a drum. If you're that kind of guy.
Yeah.
If you're a drum guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I just bought a 10 mil.
Okay.
And so I'm wanting to add real, sturdy mags for that. So when I get out in the woods on my property, I'll be ready if any bear tries to come poking along and eat me.
What do you guys have? You have black bear out there?
No.
You have Montana property.
Property in Texas. No, I have Alaska property.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's brown bear. You're in the food chain out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Until I decide my tools elevate me out of that food chain.
Yeah, I mean, you have to voluntarily opt out of the food chain, right? We had a guy. So I did an Alaska trip in 2018, and we went up and did surveillance on this guy that was supposed to be a white supremacist, and he ended up just being a dude who was going out on a duck. What do you call it? Like a duck plane, one of those amphibious aircraft, and then he just he did some like bush country stuff. But this the warning we got when we got to the field office there was one of my classmates had his brother-in-law eaten. He was like a 6'2", 190 pound kind of lean athletic guy, and he was out on a jog. He was out running out in the woods and just got taken out by a brown bear, and that's the end of that. So yeah, you have to voluntarily opt out of the food chain, otherwise you're by default in it, I think.
Well, that's the thing, because like you said, he sounded like a very physically capable guy. I'm a retired old veteran, and my wife could probably kick my ass now, but I'll still stand toe to toe with a brown bear and my Ruger 375.
Right? Yeah, that changes the game a little bit. There was a There was a guy out in Montana also while I was out there doing something in 2020, and he had an untested, I think he had a 357 Magnum revolver. And so it was like, so he never shot the damn thing. He just had it loaded up and it was like on his hip. and he was out dicking around at some cabin that he had. It was like a little 1-bedroom cabin with, like a pellet stove, and I think it was off electrical, so battery for some light and some stuff like that, candlelight kind of deal. It's like a hunting cabin that he would just go hang out with and ignore people. And he was out there kicking around in October, and October's not a good time to be kicking around near the river. And I guess he just turned, and then all of a sudden there's just a brown bear right on him. Grizzly got a big hold of his leg and was just chomping into it, and he drew this pistol he'd never shot before, and he ended up putting 5 of the 6 rounds into the bear, and it ended up taking the bear down, but he was all torn up, and he was such like a grizzly guy that when they interviewed him from the hospital, he was like, "Oh, next time I'm gonna definitely try the gun before I carry it around out there," and I'm really glad I have my leg still, or something like that. It was like some really stoic shit. It made me really laugh. I was like, what kind of dude? I mean, I guess you assume that that's why you have the gun, but if you haven't gone out and shot it, that's a bold move, especially when you're in grizzly country in the middle of grizzly season.
Yeah. In fact, that's my next purchase, because I believe one gun isn't enough. And if you're going to be out there, have 2, a semi-auto and a wheel gun.
Yeah, wheel gun doesn't hurt. Lever gun, also not a terrible idea. I got a lever gun 4570 that I don't hate the idea of. Get some the other thing is buffalo boar. That's what you might check out if you haven't checked out their ammo before. But something that just, if you're going to have to use it, something with some ugly straight line penetration to put it into bone and muscle. Buffalo boar guys seem like the right way to carry hot loads.
Yep, that's it.
That's what I know. All right, my friend. Anything else you want? I'll give you final thoughts on there, and I'll give you some final thoughts if you got any.
Yeah, just really, I don't know if you've put it out there much. I've been real busy lately, so I haven't heard a lot of your recent shows, but think about doing a tour where you do whatever, talk on stage, and or do a live show, where you rent a little auditorium, do your show from there, and sell tickets. I am going to have to, that's so outside my normal comfort zone, but you're not the first person that said that this week to me. So I'm going to have to give it some thought and see what that logistically would look like. So I'll take it under advisement, and I appreciate the push. And like I said, the second time that I've heard that in the last 2 days, maybe the third time in the last 5 or 6. So we'll have to look into what it looks like. The IRL tour, if you will. Yeah, there you go. All right. All right. Appreciate your time, Kyle. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your call, and appreciate you being a subscriber. No problem. All right. We're going to jump off the line. We're going to have one more open spot there. So that'll be call number 1. That's what you guys have to get into. We could talk about anything you're interested in. And nice. Right off the jump, we're talking grizzly bears. We're talking brown bear attacks. That's in my wheelhouse and my wheel gun. Caller number 2, you're on the line. Tell me where you're from, where you subscribe, and who you are.
This is the tech penis. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows, huh? Well, everybody knows.
They know where I'm from. Yeah, they know that for some reason, like I kind of like it, but I subscribe to a lot of your stuff because I'm bored.
You're tech penis famous at this point.
I'm what?
You're tech penis famous.
A little bit, I guess. People are like, yeah.
As long as you don't end up with one of those. What's that goofy chick from the Bongino army? What's the troll lady? As long as you don't end up with like a shrine at your house to yourself and your own name.
Oh yeah, hold on, Anita.
Poor thing. Yeah, don't end up like that.
The McGroin people. Oh no, there won't be. There's only one tack penis. There's not gonna be like a whole tack penis crew. That's when people know there's something wrong with them. Like, don't follow me. I'm like,
All right, let's get some turtle updates. I feel like you have something to share.
I do. And speaking of, just before I forget what that guy was mentioning, Beowulf, that'll work good. I got 2 different 50s that would work good for a brown bear. Take it out. And speaking of 50s, my little turtle is, I think, the Desert Eagle 50 cal equivalent of a little pet. He's super freaking cool, right?
You already have him? Hold on. Is he inbound or do you
have
have him? Do we have possession of the turtle?
No, I've got him. I've
Okay.
been posting pictures on locals and stuff, and him in my hand and everything. Dude,
have I missed
looks
this?
like this prehistoric little critter.
So what I saw was actually the actual critter. Let me see if I can probably solve this problem. Go to the feed here. Tell me more. You have to justify the 50 cal thing. I want to hear more about that. Why is it the 50 cal, like a Desert Eagle is what you're saying?
Yeah, because, for example, say in like California, Washington, Oregon, right? They're going to have like serious problems with you trying to own a 50 cal. They're going to think in, cry, left and right. They don't even let you have like high capacity magazines.
Yes.
And they also don't let you have a snapping turtle.
Right.
But here in Texas, where we can carry swords, no problem, we can have snapping turtles.
Okay. Now,
and
is this meme maker your actual turtle? This look at me, I demand your adoration.
Oh yeah, that's him.
That's the
actual picture, and
that's
then
Syrup.
Yep, that is Syrup.
All right, stand by. Let's make this part of the program for people. This is what we're about. We're here for the people. Okay, folks, this is the turtle from the tack penis. All right, Syrup is now on screen as well. All right, carry on. Continue. You can carry a sword. You can't carry in Texas. You can carry a sword, and in California, you cannot. You can't carry a gun, but you can carry a snapping turtle. Is it
in Texas? Like all this stuff.
Can you not have one in California too? Is that part of the deal? You can't have a snapping turtle in California. It's limited.
Fairly certain, because I know Washington and Oregon were like, no, we can't like send it to places like that or whatever. Those states specifically. I'm like, that's retarded.
There's something wrong with people in our chat. They think that thing is cute. That thing is hideous.
I've got more pictures.
It's a prehistoric. It looks like a prehistoric spiky turd.
Exactly. No, not a turd. He's awesome.
I'm not saying it's not awesome. I'm just saying it looks like a poop with legs, my friend.
Dude, can you imagine trying to poop out a turd like that?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
The ER. That's terrible.
Some of us have that disability. That's just our normal.
Oh, that's horrible, dude.
Yeah.
I feel for you.
Yeah, I should probably change what I'm eating. I don't know what I'm eating.
You probably, my word.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's awesome little dude. And like I hold him, in my hand, because I make sure that I hold him every single day.
Yeah.
So that he's used to me, and he's gotten used to me like already. He's just like, oh, hey, looking up at me, just sitting there moseying around. And when I first got him, he was of course like skittish, want to be like, oh, I want to get in the water, I want to get away.
Right.
But now he's just like,
now he's cool with it.
This person likes me. It's all good. And
is that how you socialize this thing?
Basically, yes.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to make it
semi-transparent. Holding him every day that way.
I'm making this picture semi-transparent. I'm gonna see if I can throw it over the top of the chat here. Look what I'm doing for you here. I'm accommodating your strange. I'm gonna make it the background of the chat. There. How about that, people? It's not very good. It's not very good. It's not very good, my friend. All right. So, what is it eating, and how often is it eating? Give us all the ins, like a parent. I want to hear like the I's and the O's, the ins and the outs, the eating and pooping schedule.
His poop is actually, he's still pooping, or like I should say still pooping. He isn't, I didn't have to wait like days and days like some people do, when you first get your turtle and it's getting acclimated. He was letting turds out like immediately, but they're like little logs. They're like tiny little his size Tootsie Rolls.
What?
And they're solid. And so they're actually easy to clean up.
Right.
And what I feed him is these little specially made pellets from the Turtle Source, that's where I got them, turtlesource.com. That's the one place that sells like even the two-headed ones and all the crazy colors. But I feed him those, and I also am getting. It's going to be coming in the mail on Saturday. Okay. 2 different types of water plants. And they're like little ones that I can put on the water that help clean the water but he can also be like, hey, I want some freaking salad. I'm going to go snack on that. And he can do it.
I see. What is the it's so goofy. All right. What is the what's this terrarium looking like? Is it all water? Does he basically live in the water with like a little island on it, or does he have like some dirt on the side, or how did you set this up, and how big is it? How much of your house have you dedicated to this thing?
Right now, because he is small, it's just this little, it looks like, maybe 1.5 feet by 1 foot rectangle. It's about maybe 3 inches high. It's got a little spot where some rocks and some fake plants I put in there.
Okay.
It's got a water filter, and it's got some stairs leading up to a platform if he wants to sit there.
Mm-hmm.
But what I have coming in the mail tomorrow is some flat natural shale rocks that I could put in there, because he'll like to just sit on those in the water. I already tried putting something in there before, and he liked doing that, just sitting in the water. But they definitely like sitting in the water. I don't think I explained, like, I had no clue, like, how long can they stay underneath the water? No, for a long time, because they breathe through their cloaca sometimes.
No, they don't.
Basically,
don't tell me that. That's not real.
Basically, their butthole, they can, yeah.
Yeah, not basically, their actual butthole.
Yeah, well, it's the one, like, hey, here's the glorious hole for everything. They can breathe through that underwater because,
Okay, how soon are you going to need a new environment for this guy? He's going to outgrow this, and at what time frame? Our YouTube chat is saying 2 months, and you're going to be buying a new cage or a new terrarium.
No, it'll be, he'll be in this one for more than 2 months, like at least 3, possibly 4. But by then, I will already have had the turtle tub from LLL Reptile, which they're the ones that make, like, the best turtle tubs, whatever, I was told.
I'm sure they do.
And yeah, and so I'll have that ready for the little guy. And I already had the filter and everything ready for him too. So I'm proactive, man.
All right. At least one person in our chat says he's ugly. That he's so ugly he's sort of cute. That sounds about right. Yeah, I know you're proactive. Okay, have you seen this video? I saw this earlier, and maybe I should go rip it before we. I bet I could rip it. It's some kid. He decided he wanted to raise a wild bass as a pet. Have you seen this?
No.
It's like bass fish tank. I'm gonna see if I can find it on. See if I can find the video of this silly thing. Some kid, they were like, hey, you can't have, oh no. See, look, man, you put me down this rabbit hole. Look at this. I just saw a naked guy at Bash Pro Shop swim in the big fish tank they've got. That's not okay.
What did you search?
I typed in bass
Did
fish.
autocorrect basically
fish tank.
Rat you out for your past searches or something?
I typed in bass fish tank, and I got a naked guy jumping into. He crashed out at a Bass Pro. I'm gonna download this video, guys. The internet is the worst. Why is the internet like this for us? Hold on, we're gonna rip it real quick. No, there's a kid. He caught a bass, and then he decided to raise the bass, and that's one of the wilder, weirder things that I've ever seen. And I don't know what would make somebody do this. Hold on here. Okay, this is horrible, man. I can't believe that you made me find this. I'm 100% blaming this. I'm giving you a reprieve on our time clock coming up here, because you're gonna get this. You're gonna get audio only. The chat is or the rest of the show people here are gonna see this. All right, folks, you ready to see this horrible thing? Let's turn this down. Here we go. What in the hell are we watching? It is a naked dude. It is a naked dude jumping into the huge glass front tank at Bass Pro Shops. I mean, it always looked kind of cool. Why is he naked, do you think, man? What would cause him?
Oh, he's probably a Biden voter, dude.
But he's at Bass Pro. Oh, and then he jumps over the glass that they have? They have the waterfall, and then they have the glass. He jumped over the glass, and he splashed out on the concrete. And then the cops are just going to come and tase him and cuff him. I can't tell.
Well, where was this, though? What city?
This is in Leeds, Alabama. Leeds. If anybody is from Leeds, Alabama, or nearabouts and knows the story, this is January of 2024. My man, Mike, Mr. Guns and Gear, put this out there. Oh, someone brought a blanket to throw over him. Thank God. What a weird. What the hell's going? I guess methamphetamines are a hell of a drug, dude.
The dude that had to cuff him drew the short straw.
Yeah, especially when he started trying to get away because he's in the water. Oh no, he's gonna flip it. It's like fighting an alligator. This is horrible. Can you hear him screaming at him? They're like trying to keep him in cuffs, and then they're gonna just drag him on the slippery floor. I don't even know what I'm watching. I'm embarrassed that happened for everybody. Okay, let's go back to your turtle thing. I didn't find, obviously, I didn't find what I was looking for, my friend. What I was trying to find was, this kid who caught a bass, and then he was doing exactly what you're talking about doing. He basically just like went nuts, built this huge terrarium for it, kept feeding it other stuff, and yeah, and then he just raised this huge bass, and it was like I think he ended up spending thousands and thousands of dollars on this massive thing. It was probably 10 or 12 feet wide for a tank, and probably 5 or 6 feet deep, and then the height on it was something like 4 feet. It was huge. It was a huge, like a Chinese restaurant, but for this crazy bass, a largemouth bass that he caught, and he just grew up and fed it all the other fish. And I think he had a turtle.
That makes sense to me. Well, it doesn't make sense to me because, like, that enormous fish you spent all that money on, my turtle will be able to take that down in a grudge match.
Yeah, for sure. Are you going to get, all right, last thought, and then we're going to dispatch with the turtle situation. Are you going to get a holster so that it can ride with you on a belt and deploy?
We'll see. We'll see if they, if there's a harness that I could fabricate through, maybe some Kydex, maybe some, what do you call it?
Leather?
Oh, crap. No.
Some like web gear?
Yeah, web gear.
Some nylon web?
Need some web gear for them, yep.
Yeah, I think...
Imagine, dude, you know how cool this would be to, like, take him into the lake, whatever, and he just freaking zips on like a natural little motor. He's a strong little dude. In my one hand, okay? No lie. My one hand, holding him in my one hand, I'm, of course, trying not to squash him, but he is like, no, let me down when he wants to get in the water. And he's a tough little dude.
There it is, folks. It's a turd with legs demanding your adoration, possibly in the turtle to go format with a Kydex / nylon holster. I'm for it. I want to see what you come up with. I didn't realize that was the actual turtle that you had going on the local.
Yeah,
so if people want to see more
pictures that are more flattering.
Yeah. Put some more flattering pictures of Syrup, the snapping turtle, up on locals. We're gonna grow with him. This odd creature that you decided to buy.
Dude, also, I forgot to mention, man, your flamethrower. That is so freaking sweet.
I bought the last one, my man. I bought the last one. You never had that instinct? You probably have. I had this instinct that I was like, oh crap, it's available for $349. If I don't buy this one right now, I know I'm going to look tomorrow and it's going to be sold out. So I bought it. I was like, I should probably go tell my wife that I'm about to buy something stupid and dangerous. And then I was like, yeah, just do it. I'm just going to make it happen. So I just bought it. And then today I got all these hits on X, and they were all like, "Oh, bro, can we buy those? Like, I need one. Where can I find it?" And they went to go find it, and it's sold out. It's sold out. So I may have
crazy, man. That would be perfect that'd be perfect under the Beowulf. Then it would be like a complete zombie apocalypse raid weapon, like hands down.
For sure. I am going to try to go. We got a pond behind the house, and I'm going to try to go out there. I've been talking to some people who are in the know, and it sounds like Mike from Guns and Gear actually recommends a 20-80 or a 30-70 diesel gasoline mixture to be able to get maximum distance and throw and burn. So I'm going to play around a little bit with that.
That sounds awesome. Did you see that one video I sent you? that guy with his kid, and they're playing with the flamethrower, and the wife comes home and she's like, "This is why the neighbors don't talk to us."
I know. I want that same thing. Why do we have neighbors? We don't need neighbors. The whole goal is to not have neighbors. That lady knew what she married when she married a guy that has a flamethrower. Let's be real.
Yeah,
are we right? Am I right?
Yeah.
She knew what she was getting into. All right.
Yeah, man.
That's what we're going to call it for there. Last final thoughts. Anything you'd like to add for the good of the order?
I just think, like, seeing the troops like in DC and stuff, they look like fobbits to me. They don't even have the cool vehicles. They're not even MATVs. There's nothing.
They're the Maryland National Guard.
RVs.
Yeah. What did you think they were?
Yeah, it's like whatever.
Yeah, they're fine. They're not going to hurt anybody. It's just a dumb way to use resources.
There's nothing to be scared of. That's for sure.
That's right. Throw a sandwich. You'll be fine.
Didn't that guy get away from them though? And then they found him later.
Yeah, they found him later. They were able to match him up from the mayonnaise. The mayonnaise mashed. DNA evidence. I'm kidding, of course.
Yeah. Oh man.
We'll let somebody else weigh in on the sandwich situation and whether that involves a felony throwing it against a cop. Somebody else will have a thought.
All right, gotcha.
All right, brother. Have a good one. Thanks so much. That's call number 2 on the books. So that means the line is open. You guys can call and tell me about your new turtle. You can tell me about your flamethrower if you have one. I'm very interested in the mix and how it is appropriately getting maximum distance. I got one of these exothermic flamethrowers. If you don't follow me on X, you didn't see this. But basically, the folks on Locals were recommending something for my ant problem, which involved fire. And like a red-blooded American male, that seemed like the right answer to me as well, even though it's pretty dry right now in Texas. And even though the sun has caused significant drying of the area, I'm not immune to the lure of a flamethrower. So if you guys aren't following Mike, his channel is at Mr. Guns and Gear. Guns, the letter N, Gear. You should definitely check him out. Super good dude. And his local gun store where he was shopping the other day, he showed me, had the Kyle Seraphin show on, of all things. That's pretty cool. I saw we just missed one call, so sorry about that. Jump back in here. I caught it out of the corner of my eye. Got to turn up a little bit of the volume so I'll hear the ring go. Yeah, I got this little thing in my feed a couple days ago, and I thought, what I'll do. So I'll check it out from Palmetto State Armory, and I think I got the last freaking one. I hope they make more of them for those of you who are going to want one after I go and shoot it. But until then, we'll go shoot it. Mr. C.A. Human threw a $50 super chat in towards the new toy. Appreciated. I will get you guys some B-roll footage of shooting the darn thing. I actually probably should figure out what the legalities of, but I don't think most people have thought about like limits on flamethrowers. We'll see if we can find a video of someone using one of the exothermic flamethrowers. I bet you I can rip one real quick while we're sitting here talking. And in the meantime, we'll think about it. We'll just watch a naked guy jump into this bass thing, which I'm so haunted by this. What would... There, you guys do that. You guys watch a naked guy swimming around at the Bass Pro Shop while I see if I can find an exothermic flamethrower video. And if you just dialed in, just dial back up. We'll get you. That is so haunting and bizarre. Okay, yep. See, this is how it works, people. If I type it in, if you will it, you can find it. We don't have to watch weird naked people. That's for Tac Penis to be able to see what's going on. Ah! Whoever keeps dialing and hanging up, don't hang up on me. I got you.
Yeah, I figured he did not have much fight in him after that.
You hear the guy? You hear these Alabama people talk about it? He didn't have much fight in him after that one.
He ought to be able to slide across this floor pretty good.
Pulled by the feet or by the hair?
It does not really matter at this point.
That's gross.
Get away.
All right, here we go. There you go. That's an exo flamethrower. What do you guys think? I can't tell if that's in slow motion or not, but that seems like a lot of fire to be able to throw it. I think it gives 22 seconds of total burn. So you got to do it in little short bursts. That's like 15 or 18 bursts. Yup. That looks pretty intense. What do you guys think? What do you think, chat? You guys are prepped up. Everybody is on board with the flamethrower. Maybe you guys can. Okay, so Jim says he ordered it directly from Exothermic. Yeah, I guess that's an option too. So they make big ones. I got the small one. The bigger one they make is it's a little bit more intense. It is like a shield, and then it has a nozzle and has a bigger canister. The one I've got is a 1 gallon canister, so it's still going to weigh like, I don't know, 10 pounds, but like a 1 gallon thing. And I'm guessing I could probably figure out how to siphon something out. I do have like some hosing where I can probably run a backpack off. All of this seems like a really, really bad, dumb idea. So there you go. We'll have to get a chemical. Who's a firefighter who knows what class extinguisher I need? One of you guys knows. Is it bizarre? But like in the background of this song, we've got Stevie Nicks singing. Is that what you guys think about when you blast a flamethrower? You're thinking Stevie Nicks. It's so weird. People on the internet. Between naked guys at Bass Pro and Stevie Nicks with flamethrowers. All right, let's put the chat back up. All right, folks, so the line is open. Oh, we got to put the timer off for a second. Let's put the timer off. There we go. We're winging it. Okay, so phone line's open. If you're a subscriber over on Locals, by all means, dial it up. You guys know where to find that. I didn't re-share, but it should be pretty easy, and I'll drop it into our Locals chat. If you're watching over on YouTube and you are a channel member and you want to dial in, tell us your thoughts on anything from throwing Subway sandwiches at cops to, I don't know, flamethrowers or whatever, nude things. Somebody keeps calling in and ditching off the line, and I'm not sure what that's about. But if you keep calling in and you're having an issue, tell me what it is in the chat. I'm watching all the chats. For some reason, your call's not sticking. The NSA does not want you calling and talking, perhaps. No, honestly, I think I've seen like multiple missed calls from the same number, and they're not sticking on the they're not going for more than a couple seconds. I don't think it's on our end because we've had people talk. So give it a shot. Again, we don't need a fire truck here, people. We don't require that. I did want to go play this little thing that I had. Oh, maybe I don't have it anymore. Oh, yes, I do. I had this crazy time capsule that we started with yesterday, or this morning, rather, and I think I may play a little bit more of it because it's pretty ridiculous, assuming I can find it. Cannot find it. All right, let's do a caller here. All right, caller on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello, is Joel or Griffin?
Hey, Joel. Hi. And you're in Canada.
Hi. Yes, Canada. Okay. All right. Man, that video you showed of the flamethrower, it makes the show, the video game Team Fortress 2.
Team Fortress?
Pyromaniac.
Okay.
Yeah, the power guy. He's dressed almost exactly like the character, whoever it is.
I think I'm going to be dressed in overalls because one of our lovely I think Chris sent me some overalls I could wear. What do you think of that? Overalls is the right move?
No. Probably coveralls that are like fire retardant. You know?
That seems like if I was like really prepared. I'm not planning on catching on fire, I don't think. Right?
Yeah, be careful. And also, just wondering, have you watched the Trigun DVDs?
The Trigun, the anime stuff you said?
Trigun? Yeah.
I have not.
Series?
I have not.
Okay.
Although it's still sitting on my stuff. I about the only times I sit down to watch a movie now is with my little guys. So I don't spend too much time doing movies.
Oh, okay.
I'll keep you posted though if I sit down and get a chance to break away and watch it. Which one is your favorite of the? There's 3 of them, right?
Huh? What?
Is there 3 of them? Is that correct? I'm trying to remember.
So far, there's 2 series.
Okay.
Like of Trigun, but for the first one.
The first one.
But the second series that came out in 2023.
Okay.
It was pretty good, but it's pretty dramatic. Like also like it was designed for adults pretty much because
I got that impression. Hence
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
movie night in my
Yeah.
house is usually more things like the kids' Lego movie, or if I'm working
okay.
my way up to showing them Ghostbusters or something silly like that.
Yeah. I think I mentioned that the Trigun's like what do we call it? It was designed in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah. For much the series was like started in 1990 showing like as a comic, okay, and it came out in 1998. Yeah.
Dragon. How's your job situation? Are you getting out there at all?
So far, no. Like I have looked for, and it looks like there's a position as a janitor somewhere, like a school board. So I'll look into that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I found out there's a heart issue still. Okay, so I have to take care of that also.
You have did you say you have a heart issue?
Yeah. Like I had an ablation 2 years ago.
Okay.
What was that?
It's this.
Hello?
Yeah, you're good. Sorry, I'm pulling additional video while you're
Does it
talking
sound?
here. Yeah, it's just clicking on.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So first, I had let's say surgery. Okay, like 2 years ago.
Yep.
But anyway, and apparently, like sometimes the heart rate goes weird. Okay, I'm not sure why, but yeah. Hopefully.
So you have what? You have like AFib?
Exercise and huh?
Do you have like like an AFib?
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I had a surgery to burn off a nerve. Okay.
Yeah, a little ablation.
And hopefully. Yeah, ablation. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it's called. But anyway, so hopefully the cardiologist can figure out what's going on. You know.
Yeah.
I'm getting a Holter monitor tomorrow. Yeah.
All right.
Holter monitor. Yeah.
Broader question for you, Joel.
Yeah.
Do any people in Canada have access to flamethrowers, as far as you know?
Probably just the firefighters, when they're doing training.
Yeah, for like the torch work.
Yeah, they set up the we call it the training facilities or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Like they probably use I don't know if they actually use a flamethrower, but they actually set like a building on fire with like their own like training center, obviously.
Right. Yeah, the burn towers, whatever they're called. I've seen those around.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, I think
that's probably the only people with flamethrowers.
Yeah.
Do you think that does Canada need to get more free so you guys can start owning stuff like this? This seems like in a cold place, having a flamethrower might be helpful.
Yeah, it can be useful for melting snow in the winter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, in certain places, yeah.
I would think
like maybe
so.
like Yukon or something.
Yeah, or making s'mores from 30 feet away.
Yeah.
I went out and grabbed a couple more videos because now I've got them sitting on my desktop. So that's what I was grabbing a second ago because I wanted to see what kind of wild stuff people do with this thing. There's really no good answer for why people have this, or there's no upside to playing with it. But it does look like a lot of fun. It certainly looks cool as hell. So I will generate something out of it.
If you decide to make one or use one, please be careful.
Oh, I intend to be careful.
all your subscribers care about you. You know?
I have a natural aversion to burning myself. I don't mind the idea of going underwater and spending a long time under there. I think if I had to go, drowning would be not too bad, but I have a massive aversion to fire. So I'll be real careful.
Okay, thanks.
That's the upside of buying it in your 40s instead of buying it in your 20s when you're borderline, retarded, which is certainly was my case.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for taking my call.
It was good talking to you, Joel. Thanks for calling in, buddy. Have a good one.
Bye.
There we go. We get a little tuck in from the neighbors to the north. Always good to hear. Here, I got this video queued up for you guys too, since we're doing flamethrowers. Well, how stupid is this? What do you think, guys? So that's the bigger model. It's a good song too. I don't think I should listen to this. Those ladies look psyched. It looks really silly. I think somebody took an even crazier video than that. All right. Another one of you just jumped off the line. I saw the phone call come in and then it disappeared. So if you called in, come back into it. We got one more. There we go. Okay. Caller, are you on the line? 1, 2, 3. Nope. Yeah, a couple of you guys are having to go to voicemail, I'm seeing, but I don't know why. So make sure you're calling in on the right number. That may be the issue. If you're not calling in on this month's number, then you're not going to get through because it automatically hangs up on you. That may be the issue. The number begins with 972. There we go. Caller number 4. Did we get you?
You got me. It's Rose.
Hi, Rose.
From everywhere.
Were you calling from the were you calling from the wrong number? Is that what was happening?
I was. Yes.
Yeah, that checks. Okay.
Yeah.
You're trying to be our problem child.
That sub was ridiculous.
Which was?
Like, I mean, a felony for throwing a Subway sandwich.
I think that's totally reasonable, right? No, of course not. I think that it does give them a little taste of what the J6ers went through, though.
Absolutely. That was my first thought.
Was it?
Because, like, there was this one dude that got in trouble, put in jail. If you saw the whole video, not just a little picture of it.
Yeah.
He was trying to help the cop. They charged him with hitting a cop, which he didn't ever do. It's like that was a very first thought.
That's Sarah Maccabee's husband. I think his name is, what's his name? Colt Maccabee, is that right?
No, this is a younger kid. He wasn't by the tunnel.
Okay, somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there was a number of people. Well, he was 29. Colt was 29, so I don't know how young you're talking about, but
yeah, he's like early mid-20s, dark hair.
Got it.
Colton was funkier, like stockier. This kid was, I don't know, thin and
skinnier and smaller. Yeah, no, I think a lot of that. I mean, as dumb as it is, I think a lot of people experienced that injustice. The only thing that I'm really excited about with that clown throwing a sub is that he worked for the DOJ. Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen a few different things. Some people said he was an attorney. Other people said no, he wasn't. So whatever.
Yeah. So let's see what the I pulled up a quote and I sent it over. I have a couple of guys that are federal agents that were looking at it. It says Justice Department sources claim that Sean Charles Dunn worked in the International Affairs section of the Criminal Justice Division at DOJ.
Okay.
But I don't know what that means, whether he was an attorney or not.
Yeah, that could be.
Right. So I see that somebody pulled up a LinkedIn that's no longer up there where it showed a trial attorney, Department of Justice, Sean Dunn, and that could have been the same guy. My friends are all trying to hunt down who this guy is because nobody's excited about it. But here's the thing: when you try to bring an AFO, an assault on a federal officer charge, they're not taking things without bodily injury. If there's not documented injury, they never take these cases. So I imagine what they might do, and I think we need to watch this closely just because it's kind of dumb. There's a decent chance that Pam Bondi goes out, does this stupid, press release about it, and then turns around and gives it to some liberal AUSA who just drops the case and declines later. I would not be surprised if that was the case at all. I think that's very likely.
Nobody will ever hear about it. They'll just drop it.
That's exactly it. Yeah, and I think that's what they're counting on too. So we'll, I've got some alerts set up to make sure that we keep an eye on where this went. I want to see what the charging documents look like.
Yeah, imagine.
Because you could really easily set that up. All you need to do is write up a criminal complaint, go get the arrest, right? So there's probable cause to believe that the person did it because there's video evidence and he was involved in the assault on a federal officer. And then you turn around and, you give it to an AUSA, or you decide to go and they don't want to indict it and they don't want to take it in front of a grand jury because it's stupid and you're not going to get it, it's not going to get an indictment in Washington, D.C. So then they, so then you just don't, then you're got to let them go.
Yep.
You could see that being a real thing.
Absolutely.
But it does go along with my theory that it's all just kayfabe, or whatever. How do you pronounce that? Kayfabe? Kayfabe?
I'm not sure how that's pronounced.
It's just theater.
That's a new one on me. It's cosplay, role play, LARPing, whatever.
I like LARPing the best. Yeah, it's all LARPy.
Yeah.
100%.
I like LARPy better than LARPing.
Yeah, LARPy. Yeah, I think that's the right answer.
LARPy.
Mm-hmm. How's the roadmap shaping up?
I posted it right before you posted the show. It's on Locals.
Yeah, I saw the map and that you have tolls, but I didn't see what the situation looked like. What does it look like?
Okay, I checked the actual days.
Okay.
I sent you a DM on Tuesday. You didn't see on X.
Okay,
but
I did not.
I'm trying to figure out whether Friday night or Saturday would be best. Trying to figure out who, when most people be able to maybe join.
All right, so we're talking to our dedicated core group right here that's listening. So folks that are in the chat, let's do it in the Rumble chat if you can. If you're in the Central Texas area, you want to know if a Friday or a Saturday is a better time for people to get together?
Yeah.
So there you have it. Well, we've asked the question. It's been posed. Are you asking that on like True Social and out on X as well?
Yeah, when my post on Locals does all that, said to let me know, and I gave him my X. I told him to DM me on X.
Got it. Is that on the Locals? I'm looking over here on our news feed. Is that on
just below your call-in show? It's got all the information on it, along with the routes.
Yeah, it's just really long. All right, I'm going to pin it for 3 days.
Right.
So there we go. All right. KSS IRL Tour, Southern Edition, Austin Focus, what is APX?
Approximately.
Got it.
Because depending if I have to add any stops, not have to, but if I add any stops, those are approximate days, other than the Austin area.
Got it.
Like mid-Texas.
So 22nd, 23rd, Austin area. Who's responded? Nobody has responded.
Well, I just posted it right before you posted the call.
Well, that's what okay, 1 hour. All right, so if you're listening right now and you guys are interested and you're in the Central Texas area and it's relatively reasonable, it's under 2 hours from San Antonio. I've driven down there plenty of times to see things or go do stuff or see Joe Altman or something like that. So it's a 2 hour jaunt up to this part of the town, something like that. If people are in there, and if you're in the Fort Hood / Waco / Killeen, we're 90 minutes south of there. There you go. And if you're in Fredericksburg or something like that, or on the outskirts, that's another inside of 90-minute thing. We'll see. Let's see what people respond to it. We got how much time? A couple days. Yeah. And then you're gonna take a northern route on the way back. You're gonna drive up through Tennessee.
Yeah. There's 4 routes. The first route's up coming over to you, and then to Arizona, and then up to Arkansas, and then across Tennessee.
And what's in Arkansas?
My twin sister lives there.
I see.
I was going to spend a day there. As actually as an afterthought. I thought, I'll be going to Arkansas. Maybe I'll stop and see my sister.
That's silliness. Afterthought sister.
That was a long story.
Did you tell her that it was an afterthought?
No, not yet. She probably realizes that even though she's my twin, I get along better with my other siblings.
Is she an identical twin or a fraternal twin?
Fraternal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
track it.
we're like farthest end of spectrum that you can get on a lot of things.
Is she a pretty hard leftist in Arkansas, you said?
Oh yeah.
How does that work?
She's actually lived in Texas for years until a few years ago. Both her daughters started going to Arkansas University, so she moved up there.
Following kids.
Yeah.
Okay. What is it? What's the school? University of Arkansas? Is that Razorbacks?
Yeah. Yep.
What is the city that's out there? What's the main city that it's in?
It's near Rogers, I think.
Okay, that's not what I'm thinking of. One of my my buddy's kid goes to school at one of the Arkansas schools, but I can't remember which one, and he bought a house out there. Crypto Rick is saying, "Yeah, when and where? First time I'm hearing about this. Where is Kyle? Kyle is Kyle's on the north side of Austin. We are close to Leander, Liberty Hill, Georgetown area. So that's roughly the zone that we're out here in."
Yeah, another question I asked you is if you know of a good spot we can all meet or location.
Yeah, we'll have to. Well, let's see what the numbers look like and see what people are doing.
Okay. All right.
Because if it's like 5 people, then it doesn't matter. If there's like 15 people in the area,
right.
And I don't know how many we got, but if there's 10 or 15 folks, then maybe we need something a little bit bigger, outdoor type thing.
Okay.
But yeah, that seems doable. We'll bring.
It's only about a week out, so.
That's right. I just had somebody ask me too. They were like, "Hey, I've got a reporter who wants to come and sit in on the show, and do like a recording or like an interview session and kind of add me to a section. He's writing in a book about sort of the Kash Patel takeover from podcast to FBI, and then from FBI to podcast is kind of the story. Kind of an interesting story, right?
Ooh.
So he's asking me, and he's like, "Hey, can I come out and see you in August?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And then like we're into August, and he hits me up, and he's like, "So you never got back to me?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's not how I work. You should just tell me when you're going to be in the area. I don't go anywhere. Like I can't make plans. I'm the absolute worst. People just tell me when things are happening, and then I go like, "Oh, okay, got it, yeah." The people at Timcast are the best.
Watch your DMs until I get there, okay?
I'm terrible about stuff like that. I'm going to start tuning into, I got to put some alerts on for locals too, so I can see these posts pop up, because I see them, but I have to be consciously looking for them, and I'm terrible about doing that. So it's like when I sit down, I look at 1 or 2 of the sites per day, and then X all the time. So in any case, we'll figure it out. All right.
Thanks for pinning that.
Yeah, that's pinned. So, folks, if you're interested in doing the some kind of a thing in Austin on next Friday, right? It's next Friday or Saturday, with or without a flamethrower, probably without.
With preferred.
With preferred.
I could just come and see the same flamethrower, and I can tell them about it.
Look at this. I love this. Someone said Smoky Mo's next to your local gun shop is a good meetup spot. That's funny. I took my attorney to Smoky Mo's for barbecue because he's a carnivore diet guy, and we sat down there the other day, and we went into the gun store first. So yeah, it is a good spot, and it's really casual, low key, and chill, and it's next to a gun store, so that ain't nothing.
That works.
All right, folks, look over on Locals. You don't have to be it's not a paid member thing, right? It's not a lockdown post.
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay, so anybody can go look at it, and we'll share it over on the Rumble chat. I'll grab a little copy of it and share it real quick so you guys can see it. If you guys want to drop information down. Boop, there it is. That's not it. That's something else. Hold on. I just dropped you guys a link to somebody shooting a flamethrower.
That works too.
Also good.
If you guys are on the, I have all 4 routes, like all 4 sections of my trip. If anybody wants, if you're near my route, if you want to meet up for a meal or coffee or whatever, you want to be added to the tour. Yeah, just let me know. There
you go. All right, it's pinned on the Locals channel, and then you guys have the link in all the different chats right now. So if you guys want to check it out, by all means, and let Rose know what's up. Rose, thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for calling the right number. You were freaking me out because I was trying to figure out what it was, and then I realized it must be the wrong number that's automatically hanging up.
Yeah, I was saying, is this not available? I was like,
yes.
Oh, dang it.
Operator error.
And then I had to sign back in. To get the number. I was like, I couldn't remember my password. I was like, oh.
It got done.
Anyway.
Thank you for persevering.
Mm-hmm. Always.
All right. Have a lovely night.
You too. Bye.
All right, there we go. So the line will be opened up, and you got to call the proper number. If you call the wrong number, it'll automatically hang up on you. And I don't mean to do that. It's just only one number works. So I use this app that you guys I may not have told you this, but it's actually a really useful little program, and it's called MySudo. And some of you who are interesting characters might require something like this in your life. So I'll just tell you, MySudo, MySudo, and it is inexpensive. It can be as little as free. It might have cost you as little as a couple bucks a month, like $2 or $3 a month for the paid app. You can spend all the way up to $15 a month, and you can get throwaway cell phone numbers. You can get throwaway email addresses, and you can also get anonymous browser options that you can also toss out. You can basically anonymize your search history if you are so inclined. So check it out if you guys are so inclined on the MySudo thing. Caller number, I think 5 or 6. Who are you? Where are you calling from? And where do you subscribe?
Hi, Kyle. This is Jan from Indiana again.
Hi, Jan.
Hi. I support you on locals. I'm watching on Rumble, and I watch on YouTube sometimes.
Thanks so much. Love it. What's on your mind tonight?
You're welcome. Well, I thought I'd probably comment on the sandwich throwing incident for one thing.
Good.
Which I have mixed emotions about it because I think it's pretty stupid to charge him federally, but I get so PO'd about what they did to the J6ers that I think some of these people need to get a little of their own medicine. So,
do you think it will deter future jerk behavior in Washington, D.C.?
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be more of it, but they're going to have to do something to show them that people are going to lay down. And I understand that.
Yeah.
But we still have to follow the law. Come on.
What do you think the odds are What do you think the odds are that they make the arrest sort of the process as the punishment and then quietly drop it when no one's looking? You think that's likely?
Oh, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I don't see them actually getting an indictment on something like that.
Yeah.
But as soon as you think it happens, but it's D.C. What is,
It is D.C. And generally I would guess nothing happens, but you never know.
Well, the one good thing is they fired the guy.
Right.
And the second thing, he's going to be nationally embarrassed. And if that's all that comes out of it, I'm satisfied with that.
You know, it's just as likely that he's nationally praised. You remember there was that lady that was driving by the presidential motorcade for Donald Trump 1.0, and she was on her bicycle and she flicked him off and it went viral everywhere and she lost her job, and then she collected a bunch of money and got another job that was better because the left always seems to take care of their own.
The climate is a little bit different now.
Okay.
Because I think, I think maybe the climate's a little bit different. You're always going to have lefties that are going to, good grief, they supported the guy who killed that insurance man. So what do you expect from them? But I think there's a lot of people that are just over all of it.
Yep.
And I don't think it's going to be so easy this time.
That would be refreshing in some ways. That's the one thing yeah, me and the guys have kind of been watching how the left takes care of their own. The Andy McCabe's, the Peter Strzok's, the Lisa Pages. They always seem to end up on top at the end of it, and they don't seem to have gone through nearly as much. They're immediately offered some sort of lucrative position to make sure that they're made whole, and then the law also seems to help them out. We just published something. I don't know if you follow him over on X, but there's a woman whose name is Tracy Whalen, and she is a radical leftist gender ideology pusher, and she's in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, of all things, which is not a particularly left-leaning place necessarily, at least not by default. It is not, and she still works for DOJ.
Yeah, I saw that, and I follow pretty closely what the suspendables, say on X. And I make a lot of smart aleck comments, so you probably have seen
What is your handle over on X?
I think it's just Jan Reason with some numbers. Or
I
something.
have seen it. Yes, I don't hate any of those comments. Those have all been pretty agreeable on my end. I recognize the handle.
That's me. That's me. Oh, but I posted one. I put a response on Burt Macklin's comment earlier today because he made some really snarky comments.
He said, "Throw the binder at him."
That I loved. Yeah, the binder. That was one. Well, on that one, I commented that I was going to start a list of my top 10 favorite snarky people that I follow, and I told him that he was going to be, that he was on the list, but you were still number one.
I appreciate that. Yeah, Burt Macklin's kind of he's a special critter for sure. I think it's funny when people think that that's an actual FBI guy and don't realize that it's a parody account.
I at very first thought it was, and it didn't take me long to figure out, oh, no, this guy he is snarking everywhere.
Yeah. Now, there is a really great account that is clearly a federal agent, and we don't know if it's an FBI, but that's the instinct, and someone who's pretty disgruntled. And he's over on Instagram, and he goes by Unconvincing Undercover. And that's one of the great Instagram accounts if you want to find just truly snarky, dark type stuff. And I don't know if you do. I don't do Instagram. I don't like it, but I have an account there, obviously. And that's one of the good follows if you were going to follow one. Probably exist over on X now.
I don't have Instagram, so
I don't blame you.
I only came back to X because of the suspendables. So I was off X for a long time. I got so infuriated. So I wanted to follow all you guys, so that's why I came back.
Appreciate it. It's the most fun, honestly. Like, if I'm going to be part of this stupid social media thing, and it really is pretty stupid, and it's really antisocial at the end of the day, I think we agree on that, right? If I'm going to do it, we got to do it where it's combative, where at least we can hurt some feelings. And also, this administration is so dumb in that it really means a lot to them. Like, they're really, really interested in what happens on social media. And so, how else do you explain getting a couple of people fired by a post that goes viral? That's crazy. That's craziness that we managed to.
It is. And, see, the thing is that interest is a two-edged sword. So it's going to come back and bite them. You can bet on that.
Yeah. It's just, it's so silly.
Go ahead.
We just deserve a better class of grifters, and we deserve better government, but we don't have it. So I guess we got what we deserve. Yeah.
Well, I can be a real smart aleck. So some of these guys that make these comments, I'd love to smart off to them. It doesn't get me anywhere. It just makes me feel better.
That's right. Yeah, no, I don't think it accomplishes anything. Like, that's why it's kind of like a mental exercise. Also, my goal is to see what my fastest and like my dumbest, fastest response is. So it's kind of like conversation practice for me, because the first time I read their thought, I immediately, I don't sit there and edit it and go like, oh, like what am I going to respond back to it? I just fire off something that, that's in my heart, which is usually not very nice.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're kindred spirits, because I do the same thing. Because I could get really nasty.
Jan,
and then I say, no, I don't need to say that.
The silliest thing was having my tweets read back to me in a deposition with O'Keefe's attorneys. That was the dumbest thing. And they would just post them up there, and they're like, what is this? What does it mean? It's like, I don't know, dude. I just wrote something. And he's like, you don't remember this? I was like, I have 100,000 posts on that website. I have no idea. Are you out of your freaking mind? How on earth would I know what the hell this means?
He is such a baby. He is so immature. He's such a baby. And he's such a liar.
He
and
is.
I thought that before all this stuff between you and him. Oh my gosh.
Okay, look, I'm just looking. I just pulled my profile up. I have 53,400 posts, and they read me however many you can read to somebody in a couple hours. It's like, dude, how dumb are we right now?
Here's the thing, Kyle. Consider the source.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I want to tell you about something else that happened on accident while I got a couple minutes left here. I'm going to tell you. because I spent probably an hour and a half longer online than I planned to
Okay.
because I was so aggravated. Charlie Kirk posted this thing about the governor and the Speaker of the House in Indiana. They really don't want to do a redistricting in Indiana.
Okay.
And so Charlie's making some smart aleck comment about it, and it made me mad because that's my state.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, we have 7 of 9 of our congressional seats are Republican.
Okay.
We have 2 senators that are Republican, and we have a super majority of Republicans in our state house. We do not need to redistrict and waste people's money.
No, everything sounds like it's going just fine for you guys. And
but the comments, people saying, oh, there must be a bunch of cowards in Indiana. Oh, there must be a bunch of rhinos. Oh, they need to get with the program. And I probably replied to 20 people because I was so mad.
you know what's funny?
Because they have no idea. They don't know what you're talking about. I live here. I know.
Not only that, but if these people were really serious and they really wanted to get something that mattered done, they would do the thing that we've talked about and stop direct electing senators, because it sounds like your state house is just like my state house in so much as that it's very strongly probably red. The districts vote and represent the state that way. And
super majority.
If you can do that, you're going to get all the senators you want. You're going to get it done right. And by the way, even the places where they have different elections, the majority of your state house is now going to lead to 2, red seats. And that's going to be the majority of the states. So you're going to dominate the Senate if you did it that way. And for the people that want to do that.
We dominate. We have a House and a Senate in our state house.
Yeah.
Super majority Republican.
Yeah. That sounds right.
So I said, but I know I'm out of time, but the solution is in Indiana, we have primaries.
Yep.
Democrat and Republican. If you want a better person in there, then vote the people out, primary the people you don't like, and find somebody else to put in there that you can vote for. That's the answer, not redistricting. Yes,
agreed. The only challenge is getting your person that's in the primary to actually make it through working against an establishment candidate. But it can be done, and it's been done before.
Yes, it can. Yeah, it can.
Especially in a smaller state where your population is smaller.
Pardon me?
I said, especially in a smaller state where the population is something you guys can actually go out and knocking up doors and talk to people.
Yeah. So we only have 9 districts, so there you go.
Not too bad.
Two Democrats, one around Indianapolis, and one in the northwest corner of the state, which is by Chicago, Gary, all that.
That makes sense. Yeah. Well, they need a representative too, don't they?
Yes, they do. Actually, yes, they do.
Yeah.
So let's try not to redistrict and gerrymander Democrats out of the seat that they deserve, okay?
Right. That sounds awfully fair of you. Oh, well.
Hey, I'm a fair person. What can I say?
And snarky. I appreciate you, Jan. Thanks for calling in tonight.
Absolutely. You're very welcome.
God
bless.
All right. I'll see you on X. Have a great one.
Bye-bye.
There you go. I don't know if we're on caller number 5 or caller number 6, but thanks, Jan, for calling in. And yeah, that seems reasonable. I don't think you need to gerrymander all these things. At the end of the day, the tit for tat thing, the Texas versus California, we played how they want to go do that. And I think I actually have the clip still. If you guys are interested. Actually, I got this clip. Somebody comment on this, and then we'll end our thoughts. Someone else tell me that I'm not completely nuts. What on earth was wrong with Anna Paulina Luna? Are we just giving her a pass because she's kind of pretty? Or are we seriously going to elect these kind of people to represent whatever this is?
What specifically are you saying? Like what happened?
To I guess break it down in simple terms is that I think that some of the tech that exists, that whatever these things have, these energy things have.
Energy things? What do you mean?
Well, they call them interdimensional beings. I think that they can actually operate through the time spaces that we currently have. And that's not something that I came up with on my own. That's based.
Okay, caller number, let's call it 6. Where are you? Who are you? And where do you subscribe?
Hey, I had a couple quick questions.
Oh, this guy, Mr. Penis.
One is actually probably your wife would know better. I need a extra soft baby toothbrush so that I can brush syrup shell to get like algae and buildup off of. And they suggested an infant toothbrush. So I figured, well, you've got like tons of kids and babies and stuff, so why not ask Kyle?
I have no idea. I'll ask.
And the second thing was, you mentioned having so many problems with ants. Dude, I've destroyed every single ant issue I've ever had, undefeated. The Bengal, it's like this white powder stuff. This Bengal, dude, you on any type of fire ant piles or whatever, it just destroys them completely.
What's
if
it
you
called?
get the sugar ants, Bengal,
Bengal,
like a tiger,
powder?
but just
Bengal.
Yeah. All you gotta do is exactly that. Google that or search for that,
Powder.
and it shows like a tiger, and it's like a white container.
It's made by Terror.
There might be some
Taro.
containers.
Bengal Ant Destroyer.
Yep. And then the taro, it's this little bait for like sugar ants if you ever have issues with those, because I have issues with both types.
Yeah.
That stuff, dude, you put it in, say, like a cupboard or wherever they end up trailing, it annihilates them. Like I'm undefeated so far.
What do you think about Flamethrowers?
I called to mention that.
I appreciate that. I have
not in your kitchen.
Why not? It's a rental, bro. I'm just kidding.
Okay, if you don't want your deposit back.
Not enough. That deposit. We have to make it back on Instagram with flamethrower videos. No thanks. No, okay. I've got this up on a tab here, so I'll take a look at that too. I've decided to go all in on this nonsense. I bought far too many pieces of equipment, including this battery powered freaking sprayer, which I got to go walk around the outside of the house and just make sure they don't come in the house anymore. But it may be kind of masturbatorial, if I'm being honest. It may just be something I'm doing because it makes me happy to spray the house. I'm not confident it's going to add any value to what I want to do.
Think about it, with your flamethrower on your AR, then with like 100-round drum magazine, dude, you're basically will have recreated the weapon that Ellen Ripley took to fight the Queen and, rescue Newt.
This is exactly what I was thinking, right? You've got range, you've got proximity, you've got exothermic option, right? I was thinking the same thing. I was like, what is more terrifying to imagine than somebody who has a flame weapon within, let's say, 35 feet, and then also has significant sort of hip fire distance rounds. All I need to do is throw one of these visible lasers, and I've got a couple of visible laser options. So throw a laser option on the end of it, so I can just shoot it from the hip, and then now we're talking drum action. We're good to go.
It'd be a legendary weapon. Yeah.
I have
again, I called to tell you about the ant bait, and then the I need to figure out a baby toothbrush.
All right,
I
will ask. I won't swear to you that we have the best baby toothbrush or that we have the softest one, but if there's a recommendation from Mrs. Seraphin, then I will pass it along to you.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, man.
What was the other thing I was going to tell you real quickly? Oh, I know what I was going to say. I've got this Bravo Company manufacturing upper, and it's got a decent trigger on there. It's got a Geisley trigger, but no matter what I do, it's just not that accurate. It's like a 2 MOA rifle, best case scenario. And my Geisleys that I've got are all like sub MOA rifles. Even at distance, even at like 200 yards, they're sub MOA. So you got a gas gun that will shoot forever, would probably be fine if you had something like an FRT on there, which is the next thing I need to get. FRT, 2 MOA, drum magazine, exothermic underbarrel. Then we got the Ripley gun. Right?
Yeah. You got to do it.
I got to do it. Well,
make it happen.
Now I got a life goal. Thanks, bro.
Yep. All right, man.
Wait. Is Anna Paulina Luna, is she just attractive and we let her say crazy stuff on Rogan, or is that the representatives that Florida deserves? What do you think?
Oh, that's the representative they deserve.
Okay. All right.
We've both been to Fort Walton Beach, right?
Yeah.
We know. Yeah.
Is that where she's out of? Is that right? That makes sense. Yeah.
Dude, it makes sense because like there's a tactic, man. There's a tactic guy in my flight when we were going through. He ended up marrying a stripper
Yeah.
It's not like the only guy that's married strippers,
No.
the taxis that I know of.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that makes sense.
No, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
There's
all right, buddy.
There's definitely that. There's some Air Force dudes that have seen Anna Paulina in some skimpier clothing than bathing suits. So there's that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's leave it at that. Have a good night, man.
All right. Peace.
All right. Tack Penis, round 2. Off the line. That means it's open. I'll take one more if you want to talk about, what's her name? APL, Anna Paulina Luna. Yeah. Or we could talk about this. This guy. What has he got going on here? I thought he was going to be shooting a flamethrower. That's a shotgun. What are we doing? I downloaded this thinking I was getting a flamethrower video, and it looks like it's not a flamethrower video at all. That's boring. Maybe it's a guy doing dragon's breath. Sorry, y'all. Lame. Lame. Very lame. Let's go that one again. There we go. That's much better. Flamethrowers. Shoot. We'll do one more little flame here. Then I'll get you guys your Tony. We'll shut the sucker down. I'm a little obsessive right now. All right, and last caller of the night, you're on the line. So tell me who you are, where you are, and where you subscribe, if you would.
How's it going, Kyle? It's Dan.
Dan, do you have some sane thoughts
from
for
Wisconsin.
me? Yeah.
Subscribed on locals. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Do you have any sane thoughts for me on Anna Paulina?
Dude, it's so wild. But yeah, I think that this is not the first go around that they've done this play.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it a couple FBI agents that came out that set the guys up around the original like UFO conspiracy theories where they were just like playing into their delusions?
As I recall, those were Air Force. What are they called? Air Force something ASI, AFI. What are they called?
Yeah.
They were Air Force investigators. OSI. That's what they're called. Okay. Air Force. They were called Office of Special Investigations. Air Force OSI.
Yep.
They did. That's the Mirage Man story, right?
I probably heard it from somebody without actual knowledge. So, but yeah, the Mirage Man. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a whole documentary on this for people that are interested in the federal government basically playing into people's heads and playing them up that they were seeing aliens when they were actually seeing like basically advanced craft that the military were testing out of Kirtland and some other place.
Yeah,
you're
tracking some of them over the edge too, didn't they?
Yeah, a couple of people lost it and lost all their money too, for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, not awesome.
So anyway, that's kind of like number one,
okay.
And then seeing it like congressional testimonies and hearings, and like, yeah, there's some I think some merit you have to give to. Has there been a parallel economy, technology, and stuff for a while? You know, you see like money pulled out of nations and centralized since 2020. There's clearly Wall Street's, the books aren't balanced there, much less our federal government. So there's some interesting stuff behind the scenes, but you always kind of go to what we understand of the spiritual stuff first. And there's probably some documentation on that, but there's also like, what are you going to believe now for a video? Like, it's not proof anymore.
It's not. Yeah. Well, wasn't that the, what do they call it? The Cartesian crisis? Isn't that what, what's his name was talking about? The Weinstein? Brett Weinstein was talking about the Cartesian crisis. No, that's what he calls it, right?
That was a brilliant clip. Yep. How much can you suspend in your head before you check out and go, I don't know what to make of this all. I'm done. That's a very good description of it.
Yeah, well, you're branching universes and being able to simultaneously say either one of these things is possible at some point. You're going to just shut down. I think, I see it the same way people shut down at people shut down trying to order at McDonald's in the drive-through line.
Shoot, man. Yeah. Well, there's always been the play to make division, right? And just get people worked up over something like George talks about, right? Spin in circles both ways, right? Play off the churn. That's always been a pattern, but this seems to be more where it's beyond distraction and beyond the pattern. It's like who knows what there.
Well, yeah, when you consider that previously, if we were talking about news cycles and spin stories, you'd basically have, some person spinning one way, some person spinning the other, but you had a finite number of news sources. And now with an algorithmic and AI generated sort of like a curated feed for people, even if it's just, maybe it's not AI, maybe it's just algorithmic. Algorithmically, they can basically create an individual,
you could tailor it.
An
That's
individual
so scary,
news
man.
feed just for you. That is your own little personal psyop that you're being spun into.
Yep.
My wife and I were talking about how she
100%
sees a
on
lot
that.
of these videos. You've probably seen them too, where it's like, well, maybe you haven't. Maybe like that's not your feed. But if you see these videos of like, it's black people just acting horribly, right? And so they're doing it in grocery stores and they're throwing things down on the ground, or there's people that are, misbehaving to law enforcement, or there's people on a cruise ship that are acting just whatever, entitled shitty behavior. And there's entitled shitty people everywhere. There's an awful lot of videos of people doing it that are black. And then you start thinking like, wait a minute, is that just because I watched one of them? And then it was like, how about another? How about another?
Yeah.
So I don't know. And I was telling my wife that. She was like, man, there's so many videos of this. And I'm like, yeah, there are. But is it just because it's feeding you what you've been watching? And it feeds you more because you watch it through the end because you're like, oh my God, is this real? And then you watch it and then it's like, how about another one? And there's an infinite amount of people capturing crap on their cell phones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all a snowballing feedback loop because then you drive the creators to produce more, right? So it's a wild spiral.
And whatever's out there, no matter how recent or how old, it's going to go and dig it up because it's like, oh, well, that's what keeps you here. And remember, like the entire purpose of these sites has nothing to do about informing you. It's only interested in one thing and one thing only, keeping your eyeballs.
You are the product.
It's going to show you some freaking ads.
Yeah. Yep.
And once you realize that, didn't we do a whole program on like weaponized attention span, like that your attention span is just being used against you, and our attention span is shorter.
It's one of the most powerful messages now because if you don't win that battle, like what's your time and your effort and your health? Like you're already subverted.
You know what? That might be the single biggest. And I occasionally I go back and forth with our advertisers about stuff, and they'll write me a script and they'll be like, this is the thing we want you to say. And it's like, okay, cool. Like I'll say what you want as long as it's a product I would back up anyway. So you have your own sales tactic. But honest to God, like these Faraday products, as much as anything else, I'm an out of sight, out of mind kind of guy. If you put a phone in my pocket, like it's going to buzz and I'm going to know it's there and I'm going to know that it's receiving information and I might want to see what that information is. The minute I put it into a closed container where I know that like even if I were to pull it out, it's going to take a while to reconnect, it might only be seconds. It just lets me know that I'm not connected anymore. It's like I'm off. Nobody can find me for a few minutes. There is a mental piece, and I have to keep this around the dinner table too. I've got another one downstairs. It's like,
that's awesome.
You just have to. And if I don't, I inevitably, like I have a no phone at the dinner table rule and I break it probably 3 out of 4 days. Like by the end of the meal, I look down at one time and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I don't even give a shit, but it's out there still going.
Dude.
Because it's still connected.
It's wild. You never see yourself getting absorbed in the device, right?
Well, I know that I am.
Myself and I will see each other.
Yeah. The easiest way to know you are is like have your kids eyeball you. And anytime that my kid has to say daddy like a third time, I'm like, oh, I hate this stupid machine. Yeah. I long for a time when I'm disconnected. I wish I could put it in a bag, have it for emergencies, and just be out chopping.
We're full circle, man. We're back to pushing the red button. This is awesome.
That was one of our first topics. Honest to God, I
think so.
This is my existential crisis right now because this is a real thing, and I'll float it with this small group of people here since we're talking. I've got a mediation negotiation on August 29th with the DOJ. And I've been trying to figure out what the leverage is. Does that make sense? Like I'm going into this with the attorney's going to make he's arguing on behalf of 26 clients, but I'm the only person that represents all 3 charges. And there's like 3 people in the most extreme bucket. There's 6 people in the second most extreme bucket, which is pretty extreme. And then there's 26 people in the broadest spectrum. Huge. And I'm in all 3 of them. So I'm the only person that represents it. I'm one of 3, one of 6, and one of 26. And so we're going in to this negotiation. And so the questions are, what hammers do we have to swing? One of them is they gave us nothing in discovery. Not at all.
Oof.
Okay. And we know that they want to hide whatever is in discovery. And the judge has been on the bench for 30 years and he's not going to stand for that shit, like not long term. They can fight it. They're just trying to avoid it. So they have to eventually either give us discovery or get us to walk away. So that's number one. Number two is we have a pending motion for class certification. And if they certify us as a class, our size will go from 26 in the large group to 3,000.
Oh, goodness.
So whatever the settlement looks like, it's going to be way, way bigger and way more dominating. And the exposure of the discovery will be every bad thing said about people who are unvaccinated in the entire FBI. All right.
Yeah.
So that's out there. Then
that'll go wide.
Then the third thing that we have is they just fired the dude who implemented all the policies that we have alleged were discriminatory, and the judge has sustained our worth exploring for discrimination because we made it past motions to dismiss and so on. So we have three things going on. The Bureau has already taken corrective action to get rid of the guy who did what he did and said that they did it for his overzealous persecution of COVID policies and his lack of discernment, whatever, and that he wasn't a good manager. We would add, 15x to our numbers if they go too far. And then lastly, the discovery itself. If we get the discovery, I promise, and I'm going to tell them on the 29th, like I will make sure every interested American will get access to that discovery too. Like whatever you send us, I'm going to share it with everybody. I will publish all your emails. Yeah. So you have to pay enough for us not to care about you and hate you every morning when we wake up. But all that could involve me just like if they actually decide to try to buy us off, I might be on a ranch somewhere and I won't need a Faraday bag because there won't even be signal out there. That's kind of my hope, that I have a day that I could just walk off and have my kids go out there and try to live like the little house on the prairie.
Seriously, it's so appealing to so many people now, just like realizing what a trap this all is.
It really is.
But I'll tell you, on the COVID vaccine and pressuring it, man, I remember reading through the Nuremberg Code while my company was putting the pressure on, and I printed out the Nuremberg Code and had it in my office door.
Yeah, right.
And coercion towards an experimental product. I don't know. It just hit in such a different way than oh, you're kind of infringing on my rights. I'm like, no, this is what we string people up for.
One would think
pressure.
It's so bad, and it was so obviously evil that how that got out there. I don't know if I ever here. I'll read you since that couple of little things from there. So this was an email I sent to that guy Spencer Evans who just got fired.
Yeah.
On the day that the day that he wrote back and denied me a religious accommodation for testing, I wrote this email back to him. I think this is a first draft because that's usually how these things worked. I said, Spencer, does the FBI have a reasonable belief based on objective evidence that I have SARS-CoV-2 or symptoms of COVID-19? And while I appreciate someone finally putting a name to this decision and proving the FBI is refusing to address reasonable accommodation requests in a timely manner, when requests like this can be answered in under 5 days. In other words, I had one that I put in September and they were able to never get to it. But the one that was in December took 1 day. I said, it appears that the FBI has decided to be on the wrong side of the future court decisions. That was prescient, wasn't it? That was before they actually got any of that stuff done.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was spot on with that. I was like, in the time since I requested this exemption, HRD has altered, that was Human Resources, altered the guidance on testing to a new arbitrary deadline, 7 days. When I put it in, it was 3 days. So in the period of time that it took them to deny it, 5 days, they actually changed it. So this was announced immediately after White House spokesperson Jen Psaki stated that that was a timeline that Americans found reasonable. Amazingly, the FBI changed its requirement just after she spoke on national television. Significant documentation now exists to show transmission rates of SARS-CoV-2 occur in both vaccinated and people who have not received mRNA treatments. Several court decisions and injunctions have determined that the executive branch has massively overreached its capacity to require medical treatment on contractors and others under the employment writ large. The FBI has yet to show how task force officers can share. This was the other wild thing, and I forgot this. Task force officers are like local deputies and police department guys, right? And they're deputized. Yeah. They were not required to do any of the testing or any of the vaccine mandate. If their department required it, then they did.
Completely arbitrary.
But they were also in our space.
Yep.
And I was like, so the FBI has not now figured out how task force officers can share space with our employees, but aren't subject to the testing or other theatrical performances of subservience. If employees like me are presented an undue burden and we can't be accommodated, obviously our state and local partners present the same quote unquote danger to the workforce and their safety. I mean, seems pretty straightforward.
Bingo.
Yeah, there was a lot of these things that were straight on the nose. And it's like, yeah, you dipshits. I said on a personal note,
you
anyone who put their
this path because
they chose it because they were cowards. Here, I'm gonna pause this for a second.
Yeah,
they chose it because they were cowards.
100%.
Here's the Nuremberg piece. Ready? On a personal note, for those who put their name behind this policy, should feel deeply ashamed. The FBI Academy requires all agents to visit the Holocaust Museum under the belief that tyranny is achieved incrementally and only with the compliance of the good Germans, a term which came out of the Nuremberg trials. Following orders to enforce policy that is immoral and discriminatory should be something that each of you carry like a weight in your heart. The FBI should be an agency of nonpartisan, apolitical, citizen-serving law enforcement. This testing policy requires the use of emergency use authorization medical devices, which require the consent of anyone who receives it. Any attempts to force a medical treatment on employees in this agency is a direct contradiction to the Nuremberg Code of 1947. The path you are walking on is evil, and it should keep you awake at night.
That is epic, man.
Like, what else do you tell these people, though? You know what I mean? And then they got rid of him. So now we're going to go into a court discussion with the with the attorneys from DOJ, knowing that the FBI has already gotten rid of the guy that did the thing that we had problems with.
Well, how much of it for them is just dragging out the process?
All of it, like, I think all of it.
I swear that's so much of the discovery resistance you got. They know it'll come out. It's just a matter of making it as long as painful as possible.
Yeah, well, they've got an opportunity to basically try to hide that discovery. I don't know how much it's worth to me, but that discovery and being able to like hurt their feelings is actually worth more than money in most cases. Because like I don't have any special money, and I don't have like there's no number like you. If you're like we're gonna give you $750,000, I'd be like, oh, that sounds cool. I'd really like to just put a hot poker in your asshole. You know, I just want to fucking burn you guys. You guys don't understand how I work. Like I burned down a $6 million. I burned a $6 million career to the ground. You think that that's gonna do it? That's not gonna do it, man. I want to see you people.
Well, you understand how little pain that is to them. That's the problem.
Right. And
that
more
will
importantly,
not correct any future trajectory.
We just dropped 5 people out of the FBI last week because of a tweet. Do you have any idea what it would do to the people that are still there?
Oh man.
How many people were involved in the decision making that will lose their careers? Look, I lost a $6 million. That's what it pays out. If they paid me out every single year with normal promotions plus my my pension to a natural, 85 years old.
Sure, yeah.
It's about $6 million. So I lost that.
Wow.
Do you know how many $6 million careers I can eat with some discovery? Like, I bet you it's a bunch. And we'll do $100 million worth of PR damage to that agency.
Oh man, they're already sliding down that slope so fast. Like you can see them panicking. That's the encouraging part, is actually seeing the knee jerk, as wild as it is. It's like, yeah, people are starting to do the math.
Yeah, and I don't know that you recover from finding out that a bunch of mid-level managers were such evil pieces of shit and that we all funded them and that they're all still there and there was no accountability.
Yeah, you just release another TV show where you're the good guys.
Yeah, they would like that, but like I'm saying, I had all these people like on our conference call with and they were all discussing like what their demands would be, and they're like, like maybe they would pay us like $1.5 million. I'm like, for you putting a swab up your nose that you guys all complied with and they made you feel bad? No. Let me remind you what this is about. This is about evil people, and what they are trying to do is hide evil. And if they want to keep that hidden, they have to figure out a number that makes me wake up every single morning and not have like a burning fire of hatred wanting to make their lives shittier every morning. Which is how I start every day, just so you know. Like I swore to myself sometime right after writing that email that they made an enemy out of the wrong guy and it was going to be a 50-year fight. And it's like,
dude, yes.
Until I hit 85, I'm going to be a problem for you guys in some way, shape, or form. Every single year, every single week of every year, I will do something that upsets you. Because that's the only thing that makes any sense. And so far, I've been keeping it up for a couple of years. So
That's awesome. Well, if somehow they come across with a number big enough, you gotta build a whistleblower retreat or something. I will jump on board and we will build something epic.
That's really what would that would be the thing. Can you send enough money that I can actually help some other people that are going to find the same problem that I did? And then the other thing is I need to be able to have I need to have an antenna that allows me to receive that these people are out there. You know what I mean? Like I need to be able to like know that these people are there. I have to be able to broadcast a signal that says, "Hey, if you're part of this," because there's people that get destroyed every day and I don't know about them. In some capacity. And then I also have to filter out the mental illness, which is a ton of it.
So wide reaching.
It is.
Man.
The number of people that are just like, oh my God, like I'm a whistleblower too. And you're like, oh, are you? And then they're like, yeah, like I'm the CIA whistleblower that exposed that this contract wasn't right. I'm like, bro. I'm like, were you though? It's always the worst when you hear someone say I was the whistleblower. And you're like, I don't even know what story you're talking about. We're all so siloed. You have to give me more information. And then assume that you were a whistleblower on it. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Somebody just said the flamethrower was a prophetic purchase. Maybe so. I might take it with. Yeah.
There's a metaphor there.
There's definitely that.
I don't have to keep you on the line here, man. Appreciate it. Bud.
We'll shut it down. I think that was the last little way to end. I appreciate that. Thanks for calling in, Dan.
Absolutely, man. All right, later.
All right, bud. All right, folks, that's how we do it. Sometimes we just get carried away, and I had to read something to you. Now you guys know. Also, you have the insight on what may happen with this DOJ situation, which will be very interesting, and I will keep you guys apprised of it only because I think that they don't like it. I think we've got something queued up here. What is this?
Hey, I'm just gonna lay down with the kids for a couple minutes.
Okay, good night.
No, pour me a glass of wine. Date night's still on.
Okay.
I was thinking we could watch a movie.
Sure.
Or play a board game.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm just gonna lay down for a couple minutes. Then it's party time.
Hey, we had a good day.
It'll just be 2 minutes.
Dinner was nice.
Why are you like this?
I'll see you.
I'll see you in 2 minutes. Hope you're ready for a rager. Hope you're ready for a rager.
This is my wife right now.
Come on. You can't sleep like that. You won't be able to walk tomorrow.
Okay. You got my wine? Here comes the party train.
What? What is your name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony! What's your name? Ezekiel! Fuck you, Ezekiel! Fuck you! Fuck you! Hey, you know what I did last night? You better not bring my mother into this! You know what I did? You better not! I broke that fly over there! Oh! And I fucked your mother next to it! Fuck you, Ezekiel! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Night, weirdos. You guys have a good night. We'll see you in the morning with Friendly Friday, 9:30 Eastern Time, 8:30 Texas, America. Sleep well. Don't sleep on the floor next to your kids.
Thanks for listening to The Kyle Seraphin Show, streamed live weekdays on rumble.com/Kyle Seraphin. Follow Kyle on Twitter, Truth Social, and Instagram at Kyle Seraphin.